Have you ever laid in bed and thought, why should I even get up? Your body's here, but your soul? Long gone. You're not tired, you're empty. There's no crying. No drama. Just silence. A heavy kind of silence that seeps into everything, your thoughts, your mornings, your relationships. It sits on your chest like a weight you can't name, and every day, it presses a little harder. It's not laziness. You're not weak. You're just stuck. Life somehow blurred into gray. Endless routines, surface-level texts, I'm good, replies that feel like lies. Another day passes, and you barely notice. Another week disappears. Another month where you feel like a background character in your own life. You look in the mirror and don't quite recognize who's staring back. Those eyes used to shine. That face used to light up about something. Anything. Now. It's like you're surviving, in a polished, well-dressed kind of way. Coffee in hand. Meetings on your calendar. And not a single part of you feels alive. Outside, it all looks fine. Maybe even successful. But something inside you knows, this isn't it. And you feel it not just in your mind, but in your body. The weird exhaustion, the random aches, the sleep that doesn't help, the appetite that makes no sense. And worst of all, nothing excites you anymore. It's like life lost its color, its scent, its music. That feeling. It's not failure. It's not brokenness. It's a pause. A strange, aching pause between the life you used to live, and the one you haven't created yet. And this space, this emptiness, it's where the real work begins. We're taught to fear it. To push through, stay productive, fake it till you make it. But what if the bravest thing you can do right now is stop? To be still. To not run. To stop numbing. And to finally listen, to the parts of yourself you've been ignoring. Because buried under the silence are things that matter, your grief, your burnout, your long-lost dreams, your quiet needs. They're not wrong. They're not shameful. They're yours. And they're trying to speak. You don't need to fix everything today. You don't need a life plan or a vision board. If you're here, reading this, that's already something. That means part of you is still searching. Still hoping. And that part? It's enough. Maybe your first real turning point won't be some loud epiphany. Maybe it's just this gentle, tired whisper inside you saying, I don't want to live like this anymore. And maybe, that's where your new story begins. We'll take this journey together. One part at a time. Not to become better, but to remember that you already have worth. Even now. Even like this. You haven't failed. Maybe you're just finally ready to come home to yourself. Real turning points don't look like they do in the movies. They're quiet. Like when you wash your face in the morning and suddenly think, I can't do this anymore. Her name was Marta. 34 years old. She had mastered the art of pretending, polite smile, work emails, small talk, wine on Fridays. From the outside, she looked put together. Maybe even content. But every time she came home and closed the door, something shut down inside her too. She'd sit in the silence, like a machine finally powered off. Then one morning, no breakdown, no drama, just tired eyes in the mirror. And a single thought. I don't want this version of my life anymore. I don't know what I want instead, but it's not this. She didn't have the energy for a total life makeover. So she did one small thing, grabbed a notebook and wrote. What have I always wanted, but never allowed myself to do? Her answers. No logic. Just honesty. Paint with watercolors, even if it sucks. Listen to old songs from 2007 and sing badly. Walk without headphones. Eat poppy seed pastries instead of green smoothies. Nap in the middle of the day if she wants to. She wasn't chasing meaning. She was trying to feel alive. Even for a moment. The next day, she bought some cheap watercolor paints and tried to sketch a teacup. It turned out messy. Childish. But she smiled, not because it was good, but because it was hers. And it was real. Then came more steps. Small, strange, silly-looking things. But each one. A breath of air. Over time, Marta realized something. Maybe the point isn't to find yourself like some grand purpose. Maybe it's just about giving yourself permission to be. To try. To fail. To feel. That is growth. Not flashy, not fast. But real. Messy. With setbacks. But always pointing toward freedom. Maybe you have something like that too. A small forgotten joy. Something simple that used to make you feel like you. And maybe it's not about waiting to feel motivated. Maybe it's about taking one tiny step. Just one. If fear, guilt, or judgment didn't exist, what would you try today? You don't have to know where it'll lead. You don't need anyone's permission. All you need is that quiet yes to yourself. Because that's how everything starts. Not with applause. But with a whisper. You were doing better. Really better. You even believed it this time. I've made it out. But then, it hits. Out of nowhere. Like a wave in the dark. And the first thought. See. I knew it. I'm not strong enough. None of this mattered. This moment, it's brutal. Because you weren't at rock bottom anymore. You were climbing. Healing. Laughing again. Listening to music that actually meant something. Taking deep breaths that felt like hope. And then suddenly, you're right back in it. No trigger, no warning, just the fog, the heaviness, the old shame creeping back in. You don't care about the things you cared about yesterday. You can't focus. You feel small. Fake. Like it was all an illusion. And the worst part? No one sees it. Because you already look fine. You've come so far. But inside, you feel like a fraud. Like you failed all over again. You get mad at yourself. Why now? Why again? What's wrong with me? And that anger? It just digs the hole deeper. It's easy to lose faith when you fall a second time. Or a 10th. Or a 100th. But here's the truth we all need to hear. Relapse isn't failure. It's part of the path. Real healing isn't linear. Growth doesn't happen in a straight line. You're not a robot, you're human. And even the climb takes energy, sometimes more than you realize. Picture a mountain. You've already climbed 200 meters. You slip, but you don't fall back to the bottom. You fall onto the side of the slope. You can still rest there. Catch your breath. Look back, and see how far you've come. Your fall doesn't erase your progress. It reveals the parts of you that still need care. And sometimes, falling is life's way of asking, are you still walking your truth? Or just pushing forward because you think you should? You're not weak for slipping. You're human. And if there's pain in you right now, that means you're still feeling. Still alive. And that means, you still get to move forward. At your own pace. In your own way. No pressure. No rush. No performance. Just real. Just you. What if nothing you went through broke you? What if it cleared the noise, stripped the extra? And now, for the first time, you can see yourself, the real you. Time passed. Not just days or weeks, the kind of time you need to stop running from yourself. And then one day, without warning, a new kind of silence appears. Not empty. But alive. You're no longer chasing a breakthrough. You're not trying to become someone new. You're simply becoming yourself. No masks. No roles. And in that quiet, something beautiful returns, peace. You realize now, you're okay, even when things don't feel okay. Because you are not your sadness. Not your burnout. Not your fears. You're the one seeing it all, and still choosing to stay. Life shifted. Not outside, but within. You're no longer rushing. No longer proving. You're listening. Feeling. And slowly, trusting yourself again. This isn't some forever happy ending. This is real life. It's feeling fear, and showing up anyway. It's feeling tired, and giving yourself rest, without guilt. It's not about being strong. It's about being gentle with yourself. You've stopped beating yourself up for slipping. Now, you say, I'm here. We'll get through this. Because you're no longer your own enemy. You've become your own support. And that's the kind of victory you won't find in selfies. But you'll feel it in your breath. Your choices. Your peace. You came home to yourself. And you're not leaving again.